Once upon a time, in a lush green meadow, there lived a small and swift rabbit. The rabbit had long, floppy ears, a fluffy tail, and bright, curious eyes. He hopped around the meadow, sniffing the flowers and nibbling on the tall blades of grass. The rabbit was very happy in his meadow home, but he longed for adventure. One day, as he was hopping around, he noticed a small hole at the base of a nearby tree. He hopped over to investigate and, without a second thought, jumped right in. The hole was dark, and the rabbit had to squirm and wiggle his way through it. But as he emerged on the other side, he found himself in a beautiful garden filled with fragrant flowers and delicious vegetables. The rabbit was amazed by what he saw and couldn't help but explore every inch of the garden. He tasted the sweet, juicy strawberries, the crunchy carrots, and the plump, ripe tomatoes. It was the most delicious meal he had ever had. As the sun began to set, the rabbit realized he needed to return to his meadow before it got dark. He searched for the hole he had entered through, but it was nowhere to be found. Panic set in as the rabbit realized he was lost in this new place. But then he remembered the delicious meal he had just eaten, and he decided to explore the garden further in search of more food. As he nibbled on some fresh lettuce, he spotted a small door at the edge of the garden. Curious, the rabbit hopped over to the door and found that it was slightly ajar. He pushed it open and found himself in a cozy cottage. It was warm and inviting, with a crackling fire in the fireplace and a cozy bed in the corner. The rabbit knew he had found a new home. He settled in, and every night, he would sneak out to the garden to feast on the delicious vegetables and fruit. Life was good, and the rabbit was happy. Years passed, and the rabbit grew old in his cozy cottage. One day, as he was dozing by the fireplace, he remembered his old meadow and the adventures he had once had. He realized that, although he loved his new home, he missed the excitement and unpredictability of the outside world. So the rabbit made a decision. He hopped out of his cottage and back into the garden, where he found the hole he had first entered through. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and hopped into the unknown. As he emerged on the other side, he found himself back in his meadow. The grass was still green, the flowers still fragrant, and the sun still shining. The rabbit was thrilled to be back in his old home, and he vowed to never forget the lessons he had learned in his cozy cottage. From that day on, the rabbit lived a happy and adventurous life, exploring the meadow and beyond. And although he would always treasure the memories of his cozy cottage, he knew that there was a whole world out there waiting for him to explore.